Hello, everyone, and welcome to Finance Friday. I am trying something new today. I am streaming from my Facebook page and the Money Basics IG page. So I'll be trying to look at both of them. Of course, and this is new for my IG fam. When you come on, if you can share, make sure you share. My friends always tell me they like when I say that. So I'm reminding you to share this. This will be quick, but I thought that this Finance Friday was necessary based on where we are in the world right now. We're in a good place and the world is starting to open up and summertime is coming. So the world opening is opening at the perfect time. We're in a new season of summer, which a lot of people have been saying they're ready for their hot back summer. But Money Basics just wanted to jump in to encourage you to stay the course and to stay focused. And I just wanted to drop some quick tips, some quick tools to help you to stay focused on your financial goals because I know a lot of you have literally crushed some financial goals during the pandemic. And I'm so very proud of you. Thank you for sharing those with me. So I want to continue to encourage you to continue to crush your goals. Those that are still in the process of doing that, I want you to give you ammunition to keep going. And those of you that haven't started, to give you some quick tips to get started because this is still a great time to really put the energy and effort into reaching some major financial goals. This is the perfect time, but I want us to stay focused. I'm going to jump right in because I do want this to be quick. So the first thing is I want you guys to, as the summer is approaching, holiday weekend is approaching, check in with your budget. Perfect time. June is next week, so it's the end of the month. Do a check-in with your budget, which I've always recommended that you do every month. But do a check-in with your budget to see how you were spending during the pandemic. A lot of you were not spending as much on various things, whether it was maybe food, whether it was gas, your transportation, your entertainment, your travel. You were not spending as much during the pandemic. So do a check-in with your budget to see what was your pandemic budget, what was that like, and then if you had a pre-COVID or pre-pandemic budget, look and see what that was like to see, okay, where did I really save and how did you go about doing those savings? Because what I'm going to encourage you to do is to try to keep up with that pandemic budget as much as you can. I want to encourage you to not do too much too soon. Don't do too much too soon. Some of us, we are ready for the hot back summer and we're doing the most. We are already traveling. We are going out everywhere and we are blowing the budget. So go back to your budget. Perfect time, end of the month. Check in with your budget to see where you were saving during the pandemic, because I want you to focus on trying to hone in and continue to save as much as you can on those line items. Like I said, whether it was gas, entertainment, vacations, don't do too much too soon. Now, of course, we've been quarantined all this time. I would love for you to enjoy some of the summer, but I want you to remain focused on your financial goals. So go back. This is a quick tip number 2. Go back to your expenses and look at what did you increase during the pandemic. I've talked to several clients and several of them during the pandemic, the one expense that they increased was their streaming subscriptions. So they started to stream more apps because they needed indoor entertainment. Now that you're trying to get out more, do more outdoor activities, maybe during the summer, you can pause those additional streaming services that you were using that you're no longer going to really be using during the summer because you are going to want to enjoy the warm weather, the free festivals. Look for free festivals, things that we can do that we were doing pre-pandemic that didn't really cost us anything. So go through your expenses and see, okay, where can I cut back because I'm not going to be really using these things because I was using it because I was indoors. So as you go through your budget, look at, like I said, the first thing, check in to see what expenses that you were, how you did during the pandemic, what things that you cut out, what did you trim that you can continue to keep low during the, post pandemic. The other thing is, what did you add to your budget that maybe now you can subtract because you're going to do more outdoor things. Because the thing about it is, if you can stick to this pared down budget for a longer period of time, you can continue and even go further with crushing your financial goals. That's why I wore this shirt today. Hashtag goals, because we want to focus on our goals. The other thing, and I've actually done this too, is to actually put a reward even behind your goals. Yeah, we have goals to get out of debt. We have goals to increase our emergency savings. But what I want you to do, I'm giving a fun thing. I want you to put a reward behind your goals. So, for example, if your goal is to pay off, let's say, a major credit card or a major purchase like a car or something like that, or student loans, how about put a reward behind that? Like, okay, once I pay off this large debt, then I'm going to take a nice vacation to reward myself for being disciplined and practicing self-control. And of course, we're going to pay for that vacation with cash. But think about that. I've done that several times, and that has given me additional ammunition in trying to work as hard as I can to reach that goal. The goal is a reward, but also consider doing an additional reward behind that. So that's another idea. So that'll help you say, okay, you know what? I want to keep that pandemic budget because I want to take this vacation. Maybe it's something nice that you want to purchase yourself that you've been holding out doing. I know you guys know, I've told you guys certain things that I like. So I've done these things to encourage me in my goal achievement process. The next tip is, some of you actually lost income during the pandemic and you were forced to really significantly reduce your budget. So let's say you were forced to significantly reduce your budget during the pandemic. I encourage you to continue with that budget if you can. And some of you, your income was reduced, but now we're coming out of the pandemic. A lot of people are returning to work or industries that were previously shut down. So now your income is recovering. So what I would encourage you to do is, if your budget is able to sustain itself on those lower amounts that you were making it through during the pandemic, stick to that lower budget for an additional just a little bit longer, and crush some goals. So like, let's say there's a debt that you've been really wanting to get rid of. Pay it off with that money, that additional income that you really don't, you can make it without for an additional, let's say 6 months or 1 year, so that you can really pay off a debt that you've been carrying for years. That will be a weight lifted off of you. The other thing is, if you weren't able to save, or you don't have an emergency savings, and we know as a result of last year how important an emergency savings is. Use this next 6 months to 12 months that you have this income that you can make it without for another 6 to 12 months. Use that time to create or build your emergency fund. It is essential to your financial house. But overall, I just wanted to come and encourage you guys as we begin this summer, as we are coming out of the pandemic, to continue to save and spend less. I think that is one thing that we really learned, and that was a financial habit that we gained during the pandemic that I believe is a good financial habit. I just did a live on transformational financial habits. And I think that was a transformational financial habit that we learned in the pandemic, and that is to save and spend less. So I want to encourage you guys to do that. Take these quick tips, work on those this weekend so that you can continue to crush your goals. Those of you that did crush major goals during the pandemic, I'm giving you a virtual high five. Good job, and continue to do that. Really, like I said, staying focused, your financial goals are on the line. resist the urge to go out and just blow the budget. Okay. So continue to stay faithful to your budget. Continue to stay faithful to tracking your expenses. Of course, you can reach me via my website, moneybasicsonline.com. If you have questions or you need to reach out to me for coaching, for workshops, I am doing those. I'm still kind of virtual, kind of hybrid with doing workshops, but I also can create financial content. I guess I'm a content creator now. People have been reaching out to me about creating financial content, whether it's for their organizations or projects that they're working on. So Money Basics is open to that. So if you are looking to do something like that, reach out to me, moneybasicsonline.com. If you are not following me on IG or Facebook, make sure you're following Money Basics. Why aren't you doing that? It is I am Money Basics. So follow me and like my pages. So have a great holiday weekend and have a good, hot, vax, financially responsible summer. See you soon. Bye-bye.